What's going on, guys? My name is Ty. Welcome to The Blueprint. And today we'll be interviewing Jason Lavendar. He's the owner of The Hub and Home and Home Buyers. And we'll be talking about how he runs his rentals and how he runs his flips. And if we're lucky, he'll show us some of the numbers and see how we can get started ourselves. So stay tuned and let's see what we can learn today.
Who are you? Like, how would you describe yourself to someone that hasn't met you?
So I'm a middle-aged Midwestern guy. Who am I? So I'm a real estate investor. Much of my life I was a house painter, and I jumped into real estate in 2018. So I guess the best way to describe me is, I'm a family man, I've got kids, married almost 25 years, and wake up and do what I would love to do every day, which is real estate.
I saw that you guys do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
I saw pictures from your Facebook of you in Rome, Paris,
Yes.
pretty much everywhere I want to go.
Yeah.
So is that like one of the main things that you really appreciate about the real estate business?
Yeah, so I learned how to travel hack, which is basically, in my business, I push a lot of money through my cards, and I learned to push them through my cards and stack points so I could travel off of points. And I learned from a guy named Andy Cantu, which is friggin' genius dude, and how you can really maximize your points and travel. So people ask what's a big why? I mean, I have a few different whys, but one of them is my wife and I just love to travel. And so yeah, we've been able to go to places that we never thought we'd ever be able to go.
What was your favorite?
Yeah, people always ask. I'd say probably Rome or Dublin.
A lot of history there.
Yeah. So
Are you a big history buff?
Yeah, I love seeing, when we don't go to the beaches very often. My wife likes that a little bit more than I do, but we love to go to Europe, and yeah, you can see old buildings and tour stuff and soak in the history and, eat gelato and.
Sounds like a blast to me.
Oh, yeah. We've got several businesses. Our wholesaling is me and Connor. I was sick of it and I was ready to shut it down. And he talked me out of it. We went in 50-50. So it's been that way for 3 years or so.
And all we do is just play house all day, Play Monopoly, but in real life.
Right. That's true.
How much work have you done on it so far?
0.
So this is exactly how you got it?
Exactly. I just walked it for the first time yesterday. We bought it last week, wrapping up some other projects, and we're literally walking into it just how we bought it.
Well, would you want to walk us through the property? Do you have access to it?
Yeah, let's go. It's a lot on the rental. And what we'll do it on. So, we'll do surprisingly very, very little to this. It's an older home. We'll pull the carpet, refinish the hardwood floors. We'll paint everything, put some new fixtures, and the bathroom will be completely gutted. But kitchen, I'm gonna leave. I think we'll do new flooring, but we already have appliance package and everything. We considered, one thing I always walk through is if it's gonna be a flip or a rental. For a flip, I'm always thinking value add, and even for rentals too. But think for a value add. So it's got a basement. We could put an egress window in, could finish out the basement, make another bedroom and bathroom, and that's exactly what we would have done had we wanted to flip it. I know the rent rates here for this size of house, and we'll be fine saving all that money, maybe doing that at a later date, and just doing a quick. We'll be in here like 10 days maybe max. Quick flip and refi it out. I've already ordered the refi, so yeah. As far as keeping your money out of the deal, yes, 100%. That's using private money. So we're just implementing the burst strategy. We raise private capital, we get our deals funded, full purchase price and renovation. We bring our crews in, we get the renovation completed. We're ordering and talking to the banks ahead of time on our refis for our rentals. We get close to the finish line, then I give the green light to the appraiser, and ideally, the paint's still drying on the wall the day he comes in, just to try to time it right. We'll refine it out, and sometimes I'm only out on a loan for 31, 32 days or something like that.
And just so you guys don't know, the 70% rule is typically what us flippers use as a formula to be able to estimate as far as what we can offer a seller. So for example, the house is worth $100,000, we'll do 70% of that, so we can only offer $70,000 minus whatever we expect the repairs to be. And he's using that as an analogy for when you own rentals to use the 1% rule. So for example, if your house is worth $100,000, the general rule of thumb is you would like to get $1,000 a month from that rental. Like we said back earlier, your net worth is your net worth. So pay your contractors, make sure you build good relationships, and your projects will go a lot smoother. Well, hopefully you guys are able to get some value of how Jason runs his rentals. Now we're gonna go to his Derby property and show you how he runs his flips.
So what's your day-to-day like? I know all days aren't the same, but typically, what's your day-to-day?
Surprisingly, pretty boring, to be honest. When I first jumped in, I always say hustle is a season, it's not a lifestyle. I think when I first jumped into real estate, it was largely go, because I was trying to figure it out and work it all out. And I think it's kind of the evolution of an entrepreneur, real estate investor is, you start to figure things out and you put some systems in place, some processes and good people. So my day-to-day is, I wake up, I come here to the hub and tinker around, or I'll go look at some projects. Some days I don't leave the house till noon. I'm not like super high strung and like high energy. So yeah, my days are largely fairly boring. I'm on the phone most of the day, to be honest. Analyzing new deals and talking to people.
I know that earlier you said that you started off as a painter. Can you kind of walk me through like how you got to where you are?
Yeah, that's a great question. So born and raised, grew up here in Wichita. Played soccer all my life and landed a scholarship to play in college. Partied way too much and basically I just dropped out. I almost flunked out. I could have gone back, but just dropped out and didn't really have any direction in my life. So one of the few things that you can do, and I was always more entrepreneurial driven, one of the few things you can do without much skill is you can paint. So a friend of mine and I, back in the day, there's a thing called penny power. Basically, you put ads in the paper and the penny power, and you'd let people know like, hey, we're for hire. It's before Craigslist and Facebook and stuff. So that's what I did, and I started a painting company. He and I did that, and I just kept going. He and I worked together for a couple of years, and then he split. So that's what I did. I always knew I wanted to work for myself. The last real job I had was in high school. I worked at J.C. Penney's, and I hated it. I'm unemployable. I always have been. So I had my painting business. I started that, and along the way had a few different other businesses and things. And so I opened a bookstore. We had that for 15 years or so, used bookstore. But painting, when I tell people my story, I started out as a house painter, and that's what I did. And I loved it. I had a good crew, and I really enjoyed what I did. But ultimately, I was ready to get off the ladder. And so he just asked questions, and I was so excited to see him and his brother like jump in, and then they bought a project, and they started raising private capital, and and they're solid operators. They're very frugal. He just got that truck. Usually he's driving this red beater.
We just pulled up here at the Andover project. Jason's gonna walk us through, show us what he sees when he walks through a house that he's trying to flip, and hopefully we can get some value from it. Follow me.
Hola. Hello.
So,
I bought this from a wholesaler, so I'm not asking anybody anything. I'm just analyzing the deal. And so first thing I look at when I'm evaluating property, you do all your numbers on the front side before you even drive out here and look at it. So if it pencils in, pulling ARV, pulling comps, looking at the purchase price, they're asking, and then I can build. And I've already got baked in. I know what my averages are just based, and I run this periodically in my business to see what are my averages, what's my price per square foot. So I don't have to do a ton of guesswork or anything. I can just see what's the square foot, and I know that I pay X amount, generally speaking, on average to renovate a property.
If you want to do a value add, would you say it's like a good number where for every dollar you throw in, you at least get like $1.50 back, or?
I would need to go higher than that. Yeah.
For every
So
dollar.
if I'm putting $5K in, I need to get it. I need to comp out $10K higher.
So what do you think the ARV of this house is once everything's done?
$285.
May I ask how much you got it for?
$150.
And how much of the rehab do you think you'll have to do?
We're going to be in this for about $45.
As you can see, guys, the numbers make sense. Do it yourself, and you tell me if it works.
I think I saw this like in August of 2017 when you got your first house on auction.
Yes, right.
How did you, like, what feelings did you get when you got that house under contract, and was it excitement, a little fear?
Yeah, no, I was totally excited. Like I said, I've always I think entrepreneurs are cut from different cloth, and I, wanted to make my own way. And that summer, I don't know if it was a midlife crisis or whatever, but I was just looking for something a little bit different. And, I wanted something new to do. And so it's 2017, got a house in an online auction. I'm not even sure they exist anymore, but full of nerves, didn't know anything, started researching and reading and researching and talking to people, and ultimately, was trying to land how I could figure out to be a successful investor, and failed forward.
And ever since then, it's just completely changed your life, huh?
With the ups and downs, and there's no smooth linear trajectory. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have ups and downs and back and forth, and all kinds of success and highs and lows, and that was very much what I did. I mean, I experienced all of that. When I say fail forward, I think that's really exemplifies and typifies my journey. Is I was never going to give up. I was never not going to do this. I was never going to take failure as an option. But I got my teeth kicked in pretty hardcore a bunch of times, and those were learning experiences. I think you either win or you learn, and either way you win.
Yeah, man. That's perfect. Hey, man, thank you so much.
Of course.
Now it's going to be a lot more chill. That was the only formal part. Now we're just going to follow you around and just
Good.
do your thing.
Check out this place. It's absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys like the interview with Jason Lavendar. This is his commercial property called The Hub. So if you need any kind of commercial booking events, give this number a call. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you guys are able to see how Jason sees his flips, how he sees his rental, and what his why is. Do you have anything you want to leave with the viewers to see how they can get closer to real estate?
So first thing I was taught when I jumped into real estate is get involved. So find the meetups, find the RIAs, find out where other investors are at, and you just want to be around like-minded people. So first and foremost, education is great, but you want to be around like-minded people and just dive in.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the interview with Jason Lavendar, and you can tell that he has a lot of value to give, whether it's with rentals or flips and other real estate knowledge. So if you want to learn more, come check out the ICT Investor Lunch that he hosts here at the Hub. And of course, he does have a business partner named Connor, so we'll be doing an interview. So stay tuned for part 2, and we'll see you next time.